Villains in anime are the characters we love to hate, but sometimes they make us fall in love with them with a single move. Yes, I'm talking about one-shots. One devastating strike that leaves heroes and us shook. We're back with some of the most legendary one-shots in anime. When heroes tried to corner an injured Garo, they thought they had it in the bag, but oh, how wrong they were. The heroes try to attack Garo, but he moves like a cat and he avoids getting hit. Then, one by one, he takes out all the heroes despite being injured and looking like a disaster. And by the end, they're all laid out, breathing heavy, wondering if going through something like that was worth it. And Garo, he looks like an absolute boss walking away. Dude really made 8 trained fighters look like NPCs.
あなたは孫悟空さんの子供でしょ? スーパーサイヤ人と言ってもやはり今の私の敵ではなくなったようですね。
Let's move on to the time when Frieza gave the biggest middle finger to Gohan's fans in Dragon Ball. That one shot was disrespectful on so many levels. I mean, Gohan was the same guy who defeated Prime Cell, but look at him now. It only took a little punch from Frieza to fold Gohan. What makes it even funnier is that Frieza operates on a whole different level of petty. The way Frieza went out of his way to personally one-shot Gohan just to hop back into his hover chair all smug lives rent-free in my head. Poor Gohan regressed to a pathetic character at that point in the series. I guess after becoming a dada and years of working nerfed Gohan, because back in the day, he was ridiculously overpowered. So yeah, the moral of the story, don't let Frieza get bored, and definitely don't blink when he moves, or you'll end up just like Gohan.
戦いとはやはりこうでなくてはな。私を倒し、強さを示してみせろ。お先のやつです。お前を倒せばここは終わりだ。テグモチとは面白い。待ってきてくれ。雑魚を一掃したら。
Esdeath from Akame ga Kill might look like she's just here to swoon on Tatsumi and play around, but nope, she's here for just one purpose, to kill. I mean, this woman has some of the most ruthless ice powers, and that too, at full potential. See those poor soldiers? Yeah, they're here to accept death by Esdeath. These guys think standing in front of Esdeath is a good idea, but they only realize how foolish they've been after freezing to death. And Esdeath? She's playing with them, really. The soldiers must have realized that they messed up big time, but by the time they realized it, they were already in their graves. At that moment, we realized that this woman was not there to play around. She was gonna annihilate anybody getting in her way without a single thought.
なんだよ、ちっちゅうな。ファイヤー！ まずは一匹。次は細いの。
X3 ミーネ選手死亡。
オッケー。邪魔な死体は片付けてやるから早速始めようか。おかしな奴らだ。
Let's dive into the insane battle between Asakura Hao and the X-Laws from Shaman King. Now, Hao is already the kind of guy who would make you think 100 times before you challenge him, but the X-Laws didn't go with an option and directly challenged him. Hao then proceeds to eliminate all of them with that smug look on his face. He didn't even have to put in any effort, he's just chilling. In a single moment, he shows them just how out of their league they really are. It's like watching a bunch of kids trying to take on a seasoned pro, but instead of a fair fight, Hao just swats them aside like they're nothing.
バースバインドアイシーバースト静かに行うべきだな、素晴らしいだが
Now, this one is a total flex. Cocytus's battle with the lizard men shows just how powerful this guy really is. He's an absolute monster. The moment the lizard men get close, he activates his passive frost aura and boom, half of them are already wiped out. No big deal. The lizard men are just so far out of his league, it's almost comical. And get this, he didn't even want to kill them all. He was holding back to avoid hitting their village. Talk about a polite killer. When he does take them down, it's like a pro cleaning up after a messy match, just swift, cold, and efficient. What's cool is that Cocytus gave them their due respect after taking out their entire army. This dude is a warrior's warrior. Respect to him.
あれこそがカバーズ。原初生命繊維から生まれた者たちだ。無様なり騎竜院サツキ。てめえ。
Remember that moment when Ragyo absolutely demolished Satsuki? Yeah, that was brutal. After all the tension, the build-up, and Satsuki's relentless fight to prove herself, Ragyo didn't give a shit. Ragyo, who's basically the embodiment of evil, doesn't even need to break a sweat. That was a one-sided beatdown, literally. There was no point in fighting Ragyo in the first place. Satsuki was fired up and confident. She thought that she could take out the woman who gave her birth. That was her first mistake. Ragyo wasn't having it. Satsuki should have realized that she was no match for her mother. What makes this scene even brutal is that Satsuki had been established as this superwoman who has everything figured out, and Ragyo humiliates her in front of everyone. This one shot was just brutal and unforgettable.
スマホ捨てても無駄だから続き始めます。ヒロがまた撃ち始めました。100と犬屋敷さん待ってください。今日はもう100人に達してしまったみたいです。今のは試験運転でした。100人殺すのに30分かかりました。明日からは1日1000人に増やします。皆さん楽しみにしててください。では明日また。
Oh, the Shinjuku massacre from Inuyashiki. What an absolutely bizarre and brutal moment. Hiro from Inuyashiki has the most OP powers that a kid could ask for. What's even more terrifying is that this dude has zero empathy. He has this destructive power that could kill everyone, and that's exactly what he does. Kills everyone with a single shot. Imagine being in that anime and wondering who that funny looking kid is until he starts saying da 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 and bodies start dropping. This gives me chills just imagining it.
さればこの比例は許そう。図に乗るな蛮族めが。最後の忠告だ。今だ、俺だ。スカッとしたぜ。
Askeladd killing King has to be the best I'm tired of your crap moment. That moment was one of the most jaw-dropping scenes in all of Vinland Saga. The king, who might as well be called the cruelest man in the entire series, had the audacity to disrespect Askeladd, and if that wasn't enough, he made the grave mistake of threatening Wales. He threatened everything Askeladd had been silently protecting behind all that smug sarcasm and scheming, and Askeladd, he was tired of the king's shit. His eyes went dark and cold. He faked madness, threw a political tantrum in front of the whole royal court, and then, when no one saw it coming, cut the king's head off with one swipe, just like butter. 1 second the king's yapping, the next second his head's rolling on the floor. Askeladd didn't give a damn about what he pulled, but we gotta love him for that.
かわいそうな人よね。
人には触れていいことといけないことがある。君のせいで気分が台無しだよ。
Okay, so you know the moment in stories where someone does something so dramatic, so unhinged, you can't believe what you just saw? Yeah, that was Arthur when he killed Merlin in Four Nights of the Apocalypse. Except for plot twists. She wasn't real. This man straight up obliterated the fake Merlin and pierced her chest without any hesitation. See, the genius of this scene is that it felt like a massive betrayal. We were all like, whoa, he just ended one of the most powerful characters in the entire series. But nah, Merlin had some tricks up her sleeve too. That wasn't her, just a decoy made to test Arthur. Arthur knew, he wasn't fooled, he wasn't surprised, he just played along for 2 seconds and then decided, you know what, I've had it with your chaos experiments. Slash, gone. No patience, no tolerance. Full, I'm tired of your mind games energy.
左右我ら四流道に支度なす これはまさか小立ちに導入
Let's move on to Aoshi Shinomori, where he absolutely annihilates the 4 monks of Abukuma, one of the cleanest curb stomps in Rurouni Kenshin. These dudes are so massive that they give off the final boss energy. Aoshi walks in, silent as always, trench coat flowing like a boss. Doesn't say a word, just stares. These monks are hyped. They think they've got him cornered. One rushes in, boom, dropped in a blink. Another tries to get fancy, nope, shut down. It's like watching a wolf take out 4 overconfident bears. One by one, the monks fall. And the crazy part, Aoshi still looks bored. By the end, you're not even impressed with the monks anymore. They look all cool, high and mighty, but they're nothing in front of Aoshi Shinomori.
やはり生まれ故郷はいい
Ah, yes. Let's talk about the time Doppio turned Abachio into a jelly-filled donut in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, aka the most disrespectful surprise sneak attack in the entire part. Abachio is doing his detective thing and he's so close to finding out the truth about the boss. But here's the thing. Anybody who wants to get so close to finding a thing or two about the boss bites the dust. He's right there on the edge of greatness, and then Doppio, this sweet-looking polite guy who sounds like he's always 5 seconds away from asking for directions, just casually shows up and punches a hole clean through Abachio's torso. Our boy Abachio goes from a serious detective to a human donut in seconds. It's funny, yet sad at the same time that nobody sees any of it happening. I mean, this is just a classic JoJo move.
三島修造
三島修造 さっさとチェーンソー運べ おい車に運べおい聞いてるのか
井上隆と言いなさい
Makima from Chainsaw Man is that cold-blooded queen we hate to love. Makima has the ability to kill people when they're away from her and not in her sight. How? Well, she only wants some decoys. The Yakuzas feel like they have the upper hand now and nothing could stop them. Oh, how wrong they were. When there's Makima, no one goes unscathed. She gathers a bunch of inmates and blindfolds them. Her instructions, she tells them to say a name. And when they do, some poor Yakuza back in the city just gets crushed by an invisible force. It's the most brutal way of killing someone. Makima, she's not even sweating. She's got this calm, I'm just doing my job energy, like she's checking off names on a grocery list. One prisoner says a name, bam, target dies. Another name, another squish. The prisoners start freaking out, realizing something's very wrong, but by then, it's too late. It's a straight up supernatural assassination.
お前は救世主でもなく動かん 俺の意志はかぐやだ 安心しろ。皆を殺したりはしない。黒筒、何を言っている。お前がオビトを駒として使ったように、お前もまた一つの駒だったのだ。なぜだ。なぜこんな。
Let's talk about the time Black Zetsu backstabbed Madara. Imagine a god that laid the 5 Kages, soloed the entire ninja clans combined, had perfect Rinnegan that could see and predict basically any movements, getting stabbed from behind and dying. Sounds ridiculous, right? But that's what happens when you make a villain too overpowered. It becomes extremely difficult to give them a proper ending. Imagine how shocked Madara would have got when he discovered that all of his plan was part of a plan of another person, that all of his effort wasn't for him, but for the other person, that after everything he achieved, it was going to fade by the person who planned all of this, that all this time he was being manipulated by someone. I can't imagine how shocked Madara would have been at that moment. All that work, all those battles, it was betrayal on betrayal on betrayal. So yeah, the strongest shinobi ever got bodied, not by a tailed beast or chakra nuke, but by his own goth puddle sidekick. Remember the time Levi's squad got floored by Annie, the female titan? Yeah, let's talk about that. That scene was the biggest shock to all AOT fans at the time. I mean, poor things were so positive that they would win, but Annie crushed their dreams and hopes like she crushed them brutally. This is exactly what it feels like when a boss is at low health but still kills you. And the worst part, Eren's right there, just watching. He wants to help, but he's stuck, torn between trusting the squad or going Titan mode. By the time he decides, they're all gone. The female Titan doesn't even break a sweat. She wipes out Levi's squad like they were background characters. It's brutal, it's fast, and it hits hard. Because just like that, humanity's top tier squad is out of the picture and Levi hasn't even made his entrance yet. Aizen from Bleach is like the students who say they didn't study and end up graduating with a distinction. This dude is just on another level of badass. Captain Komamura rolls up, big, tall, barking with confidence. He's got that whole I fight for justice vibe and he's mad. Like, you betrayed Soul Society and I'm here to throw hands mad. Aizen, calm, chill, probably bored out of his mind. Komamura had no plans of holding back and Aizen didn't even have to use his strongest move on him. Aizen eliminated Komamura in one shot, just like an insignificant bug. At this point, Aizen should be reported for animal cruelty, you know. What made this scene so badass was Aizen's Hado 90. Aizen's Hado 90 is called Kurohitsugi, which translates to Black Coffin. And yeah, the name is just as terrifying as the move itself. Kaido one-shotting Luffy was the peak sit-down kid moment. This was literally the most unexpected thing in the show. I didn't expect Luffy to fight Kaido this early in Wano, and I didn't expect the main character of the show to get knocked out by one shot. I mean, Luffy was facing the final boss too soon in the game. He just had to get one-shotted like that. Kaido is such a unique villain. The faces he makes are always different, going from angry to super angry, and usually when he's attacking. He's very lost, but he's still super strong and hard to beat. I love how Kaido just completely owns this scene. scene. The music just stops to let Kaido's attack sink in fully, and then his theme comes blasting to show the main character being launched to Narnia and ending up bloodied on the floor. It's fantastic stuff.
領域展開福間水す3枚に下ろしたつもりだったんだがこれはもらっていくぞ
Sukuna seems to have a habit of giving his enemies a try while making them more and more hopeless. I guess it entertains him in some way. I absolutely love how he toys with his opponents. It also gives me chills how ruthless this guy can be sometimes. Sukuna just moves his finger a little and says, dismantle, and this walking nightmare of a curse turns into curse sashimi. The best part, Sukuna doesn't even blink. He's got that this is beneath me attitude the whole time. He could have done this mid-nap. And the curse, yeah, it died, confused. Probably didn't even realize it was over. So yeah, that was peak Sukuna energy. One shot, zero effort, 100% disrespectful.
なんだ言ってみろ
思考が読めるのか
言ってみろ
どうかお慈悲をお茶なんでこんなことに殺されるのかダメだおしまいだ戦って勝てるはずもない逃げるしか
Muzan has to be one of the most terrifying villains in the history of anime, and working for this guy sounds like a nightmare. Why? Because he has complete control over his underlings. The fact that he can read their minds made it even more intimidating. Not only do you have to control and watch what you say, but think too, even down to the teeth. So Muzan calls in all the lower moons, right? These guys show up thinking it's a performance review or maybe even a promotion if they're lucky. Like, oh wow, boss wants to talk to us personally. That's gotta mean something good, right? Wrong. So very wrong. He kills all of them without even lifting a finger. This guy really needs to stop aura farming so much. But yeah, thanks to him, we didn't have to go through 5 more arcs.
どういうこと？あれはただのモンスターじゃない。
止めただと
Alright, it's time to talk about the most humiliating moment for the S-rank hunters in solo leveling. That wasn't a fight, that was a live demonstration of why you don't mess with the final boss when the tutorial isn't even over. To be honest, the S-rank hunters' first mistake was revealing their healer, their second was underestimating Beru. The moment Dark Aria started playing in the background, yeah, the hunters were cooked. Poor Byung, the man was terrified. He still stood his ground like a real one though. Beru, nice brain, I think I'll take it for knowledge reasons. And he literally ate his brain, learning how to speak from it and then turned around all regal like, where is your king? The fact that he turned someone like Cha Hai-in into a Beyblade just blows my mind. Baek Yoonhoo tried to fight back, ended up being fodder tossed at a wall. Choi Jong-in got beat so badly that Beru was practically helping him heal just to hit him again. And honestly, by the time this episode ended, the only thing standing was the cameraman. It was extremely brutal. And with that, we're wrapping up this list of the most legendary villain one-shots in anime. We might have missed your favorite villain one-shot, so don't keep us hanging. Be sure to comment down below any moments that you think should have made this list. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so we can show you more of the best moments around. See you next time.